Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is it.
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
And I am Sam Nifty Delaney. So what?
Welcome along. It's the Monday morning episode, but if you're IFS, you get it on Sunday evening. Woo! Woohoo! And what's more, if you're IFS Turbo, you'll be getting, before you even get this episode, you'll have endured, not sure what the word is, one of our live video streams that we're going to be doing at 8 p.m. Sunday evening. If you're not IFS Turbo, we do one of these live video stream things once a month. Sam, you're looking confused. You're looking confused at this point.
No, I'm not. I'm ready for anything. Nope. I just saw a troubling image on my phone. That's all. But I won't bore you with it. It might come up later in the episode.
Have you processed it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was I saying?
I tell you, you get me. I'm actually feeling hyped up and ready for action.
Right.
I had I'm only an hour past since a real fucking elite level nap. It was elite level because the problem with my naps is, as we've discussed before, is that they're open-ended, right? They're just open-ended. And you've warned me about this several times.
Listeners / viewers will be able to see how concerned I look right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like 7:30 in the evening.
Yeah. So what happened was
sleep later on.
I napped at a weird time. I took the dog for a walk, came in, got changed into my evening comfortable attire, and then next thing I know, I felt a touch on my shoulder, and I looked up, and my daughter was looking down at me, chuckling at me, and I went, "What's so fucking funny?" And she went, "She just the way you woke up." And then she later told me she'd woken me up for dinner. She'd come up, tell me it was dinner. She'd found me underneath the duvet, fully clothed, and that when she'd touched my shoulder, I'd gone like this, right. And that's why she was laughing. But I have no recollection of doing a roar, right? But I'm impressed that I did. I think it's a great way to wake up with a big roar, right?
Do you think you did, or do you think it was a power play on her part?
No, because my wife said she heard it from downstairs. She heard a huge roar. And
the walls shook.
Our daughter came down just laughing, saying he was asleep under the duvet. But the thing was, it had only been like 30 minutes, and that is fucking great. And it did an incredible job, because so often I have these open-ended naps, and I never really wake up properly afterwards. I wake up, but I'm sluggish for the rest of the evening. But this being half an hour long, I'm feeling turbo boosted, and on top of that, I just had a coffee.
Fucking hell! Not planning to sleep at all tonight, then?
No, I'll be fine tonight. You know, it's all bollocks about coffee anyway. It comes in and out of your system in an hour. All that stuff. People going, oh, I mustn't have a coffee after a certain time. Fair enough. If you don't like it in the afternoon, whatever, that's fair. Some people don't like the way they react to it, but it doesn't make a difference to your sleep. It goes after an hour. I went out for dinner last night, and I had a double espresso at the end of the meal. Came home, went to bed, bang, slept my fucking 9 hours, mate.
I guess, that's the thing, innit? Coffee, innit? For your afters in a restaurant, coffee's often offered.
Exactly. So, you piss it out. You piss it out in an hour. No problem.
Yeah, just straight through you. Like a
straight
torrent.
Fucking through me. So,
and the citizens of Lilliput scattered north, south, east, and west because Gulliver awoke with a roar that scared them all.
I also in the restaurant. So it was my son's birthday yesterday. So been a big weekend of birthday activities. Brilliant.
Happy birthday, Len, from me and all of the listeners.
Thank you. I'll pass that on to him. There was cake, which we didn't even have time to eat yesterday. So we've had Sunday cake today, birthday cake. My mum dropped around a Victoria sponge. And so I've had a large piece of cake today in front of The Godfather 2. Can you think of a better Sunday afternoon than that?
I don't think I can.
Drizzly with rain outside. The dog cuddled up to me, all nice. And watching Godfather 2 with a cup of tea and a massive slice of fucking birthday cake.
I've had a cup of tea. I've had some Victoria sponge as well, because I bought one from Sainsbury's. Taste the difference. Only £2. with nectar price down from $3.50 or whatever it is.
Was
so
it
one
fresh?
of them.
Was it fresh cream? Because I'm not going to
Nah.
tell you that mine was. Mine was
Nah,
butter
it's
icing.
buttercream.
Yeah, buttercream. Still nice.
It's all right.
Still nice. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
don't knock it. So I had some of that. I had some of that and a cup of tea. And I've been watching darts and snooker, flicking between the two. So kind of similar Sunday afternoon, chilled out vibe.
I mean, I'm a fan of the month of November. I am, because it's full of those kind of scenarios. Would you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go as far as to say November is the coziest of all the months.
It's very cozy. It's very
so
cozy. You haven't got the chaos of Christmas.
Exactly.
But you've got that
or the misery of October.
Vibe.
It's just lovely.
Or the misery of January.
You take the dog for a walk. There's crunchy leaves everywhere. In the mornings, if you take the dog for a walk, there's also sometimes it can be cold and frosty, but with a bright burst of sunshine through the trees, which is lovely. I'm a big fan of it. And it sounds like we've both had fucking textbook November Sundays. So I'm feeling great. So. And all this despite the fact that last night in a restaurant, I also, half my back tooth just fell out. Completely out of the blue, just fucking fell out. I was like, fuck, massive chunk of it. But the dental hygienist has been warning me for a long time that this tooth at the back was in peril.
Right.
But she gave me such a fucking elaborate process that I had to do in order to save it. And she told me it was a less than 50% chance of it being saved anyway. And I had to do this thing. I had to get the very fine dental brushes, right? The very small one, which is the pink-handled one, and go underneath the gum line. So not between the teeth, mate, down underneath your gum. Can you imagine? It's a horrible thought, isn't it? But that's it was not comfortable. The main thing was it's not easy. It's not easy to do that at the back of your right back tooth here, and you're getting this fucking thing in there, and you're putting it underneath the gum, right? And
you got to try and work out where that even is, haven't you?
Yeah, every night. And the way she says it was, well, you know, this tooth you got 50% chance of saving it at best. It'll probably have to be removed. But what you have to do is buy some of these dental brushes, and every night, like on top of like flossing every tooth as normal and brushing as normal and everything, you need to get a separate brush and go inside, dig all around that tooth all night. And sometimes it's late at night, you're tired, and you think she's already given me a 50% chance at best.
Yeah.
So I say, fuck this tooth. So anyway, it's fallen out. Now it's like I can only eat or drink on one side because the nerve's exposed. Yeah. So if you have like too much of a cold drink or something, you're in pain. So I'm going to have to go to the dentist to get something done.
Yeah.
But
couple of things.
All I'll say is, before you give me your thoughts, is that the expense will be the expense. What are you going to do about it? It's the fucking lecture that's the main thing that I don't want. That's the main thing that will put me off going. If it wasn't for the fact that it could be very painful and exposed nerve, I just wouldn't go because I'll just get lectured. It won't just be, that's a pity. What I'm saying is, when you go to hospital and you've like broken your arm, right? They don't go, when you're lying there in A&E, oh, well, you should have been more careful. You shouldn't have fallen over, should you? They're nice to you about it. They're nice to you about it. They might later say, were you pissed?
Try not to fall over in the future.
Try not to fall over in future. They might say that. Even if you get diagnosed with fucking lung cancer, I doubt on the day of your diagnosis, they go, well, you should have thought about that. You should not smoke so much. They're pleasant because they know it's a sad thing. But if I go to this dentist and go, this fucking tooth's come out, they go, well, did you do that really elaborate thing every single night like I told you in the brush? No. Well, you got it coming to you. Now, here's a bill for £1,000.
Couple of things. When there's dental hygienists, dental hygienists are not tender people, are they? They get right in there and, it's not nice. It hurts.
Yeah.
So she's been in, how often do you see the hygienist? Once every 3 months?
Yeah.
Once every 3 months. She's in there giving it.
Yeah.
That's loosened the tooth or contributed to it.
Yeah, I might sue her.
And then she said to you, right, what I'm doing there, you do that every night with your little pink brush.
Yeah.
Keep at it. We'll get that fucker out. 50-50, 95-5 more like.
Yeah, because now
It's
her
stitched
dental
up.
practice, she runs the gaff. Don't slag her off too much actually, because we apart from the lectures, we get on quite well. She's quite
I'm
a nice
slagging
lady.
her off.
She threatened once to come to see our show in Glasgow. I don't know what
Oh
she
my
was
God.
doing in Glasgow, but she said quite casually once,
Yeah, that's
"Oh
a question
yeah,
to ask.
I saw on Twitter you're playing Glasgow, your podcast. I'm coming to that." I didn't ask any questions, but thank God she couldn't make it in the end, right? I thought, I don't know. It's like if, like, I don't know, your teacher says she's coming to see you do something outside of school.
Or your lawyer.
Yeah, your accountant.
Yeah.
So I was like, but she does run this joint that I go to, and she will then say, well, you've got to see the dentist. It's a hygiene issue, but the only man who can fix this is the dentist.
Yeah.
And he will have to remove the rest of my tooth, like wrench out what's left of it, and then they'll try and flog me a fucking peg tooth, won't they? Well, they know where they can fucking shove their peg tooth. I don't need one. I've already got one missing there. They tried to flog me one for that. I was like, I don't want it. They go, we can't just not have a tooth. I said, yes, I fucking can. Fuck it. I said,
chew with a gum.
I've got Irish ancestry. 2 generations back, they were the ladies were getting on fine with like fucking one tooth in their old gob, mate. Didn't hold us back.
Just sit there. Just say to them, have you not seen them photographs of Shane McGowan? 65, been in intensive care for the last 6 months. He's gone home for Christmas. Look at the state of him. He's doing
2 shows at Brixton Academy next month. Ain't got a fucking single tooth in his nut. So don't worry about me.
That's the thing. There was a great documentary on, I think it was Sky Arts about 3 or 4 years ago, of Shane McGowan going to get some brand new teeth put in. If you look at them photographs of him, he's
lost them again.
Well, what everyone thought was his deathbed, but he's out and at large again. He's got a reasonable set of teeth. I don't think he's looked after them all that well since he got them, but he got some lovely white pearlers put in.
You might get desperate.
Might buy them on eBay at some point, yeah. But and you're going to end up with a big bill, aren't you? So I'm just
saying. It'll be a big bill. They'll charge me to remove what's left of the tooth. I'd have been better off if the whole tooth had fallen out. But it looked like half the tooth. So that what there's a shard there now. And before, when they took this one out, fuck me, I was in there for ages. I mean, I didn't really give a fuck. I actually put my AirPods in and listened to some music. And I'm not joking. It was like he had his fucking like knee on my chest trying to get this out. I was fully numbed up, so I couldn't feel anything. There was no pain, but it was really boring and annoying. And it took him forever. And the smaller the bit, the harder it is to take out.
It is. Yeah.
So we'll be there all day. That'll cost me a fucking arm and a leg. And then they'll try and flog me the new tooth, which I've got no interest. Let them all fucking fall out.
Fuck your tooth.
My brother Theo, his front fucking tooth fell out earlier this year.
Right.
He didn't give a fuck. He just
fell out, did it? Just.
Well, they gave him a false one, but he was like, "Oh, I can't be fucked with that because like it's a hassle when you're eating, right? You got to take it out anyway. I don't bother putting it in." He looked fucking brilliant. I think he's got a new one now, but he walked around for like 6 months just with a massive fucking gap at the front. I thought
looked like a pirate.
I thought he looked fucking amazing. It was really exciting.
Yeah. Good for him.
Teeth are overrated. Question mark, are teeth for Tories? Maybe, yeah.
That's a very good point. Very good point. If it wasn't for the rules and regulations that Apple laid down, I would call this episode "Fuck Teeth." To be honest,
fuck teeth. Yeah.
Fucking. That's teeth. The message we're putting across.
I'll eat fucking soup. I don't care. Soup and milkshakes.
Yeah, of course you will.
I sure had some notes on things to talk about that were left.
Well, I mean, surely the overriding thing to talk about is the passing of Terry Venables.
Yeah, or as Viz lovingly called him, Terry Vegetables.
Yeah. I mean, Euro 96, the architect of the greatest year of your life.
The godfather of Euro 96. And very much the embodiment of the spirit of 96.
Exactly, yeah.
He was like an older statesman already by then, but it was his sort of chuckling. He looked upon it. He'd sort of very much been part of creating that template of masculinity in the 70s, hadn't he?
Yeah.
And then he let us all loose in the 90s and he'd been there and he'd done it all himself, and he was not he wasn't in for the dentist chair himself anymore. He was a bit of an elder statesman, but he just looked on.
His spirit was in the back of the room going, yeah.
He's like, that's it, lads.
That's
Fill
it,
your
lads.
boots.
Yeah, go on.
Fill your boots. Have a right good time.
Yeah.
And the
2
other
weeks
thing
till the
about
tournament starts, it'll all be out your system. That's
when you look at a picture of Terry Venables, you can sort of, even if it's just a 2-dimensional image, you can smell the expensive cologne. I can anyway. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, you know that Venables would have smelt so lovely, but masculine too. Not flowery. There would have been a musk, wouldn't there?
Of course. I've just done some maths there. He said he was an elder statesman.
Yeah.
Euro 96, he was 2 years older than I am right now.
Fucking hell.
He was 53.
That's worrying, isn't it?
What have I achieved at 51 compared to Terry Vegetables? Fuck all.
Terry Vegetables.
Oh, God.
Now, I did meet him very briefly once, which was my brother Cass, his wedding, the QPR Terrace legend, Cass Delaney, his wedding. He was the first of us all to get married, of me and my brothers, right? He got married quite young. He must have only been about like 17. I was 17, so he would have been like 24. He got married and he had the disco, the wedding disco at Scribes of Kensington. Scribes West. We had a massive fucking disco. And I was 17. I was 17. I remember I've got photos of it. I remember borrowing a suit off of my dad, classic, and it was like fucking enormous. I looked like him from Talking Heads. It was like this enormous fucking suit that was hanging off my body. Yeah. And we were all up at fucking Scribes West. I can't remember why he did it there, but he managed to book it there. And Venables turned up. Because we'd hired out the whole place. And he turned up sort of like, hello, as a surprise. I just wanted to say very big congratulations to the happy couple. And I hope that everyone's treating you well here. Any problems at all, you ask for me. It was
I'm going to sing a little song for you now. It's a song. It's called Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage.
Oh, it seems like they want an encore. All right, I'm going to do my way. But I remember just being like, someone's like, he's here. Terry Vegetables has turned up. So I've scuttled over with my mate. I remember my brother let me bring a friend. I didn't have a girlfriend, and everyone else had a girlfriend. So I was like 17. I didn't have a girlfriend. So they let me bring my best friend instead.
That's good, though. That's good.
A bit embarrassing, really. We got absolutely fucking trolleyed, and then we ran over.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was nice. And we ran over, and like you can imagine, 17 years old, free bar at Scribes West. I was paralytic. Hello, Bob. And I remember basically saying, "Why don't you come and run this West Ham? I like West Ham." He just sort of looked me up and down and was like, and then carried on talking to some normal adults instead. There's West Ham there, my pen, the Apple.
Was he still at Spurs at the time? Was this pre-96?
This would have been 1992. So
yeah, right.
I guess Didn't it?
He would have been at Spurs.
He left Spurs before he went to England, didn't he? And what did he do? Just sort of like did some other business.
Just had a gap year or something. Yeah, just
he didn't go straight from Tottenham to England, did he? So I don't know why he left Spurs, but But anyway, what a guy, eh? They don't make him like him anymore, do they? And every single footballer who's paid tribute to him of that era, every single footballer has said, like, best manager I played for. Or, well, actually, some of them said best international manager I played for because the Man U ones are never going to fucking put him above Fergie, I don't suppose. But they, you always get tributes, but the tributes from the players who played under him to Venables were absolutely unreal, I thought.
Yeah, he left Spurs in 93 over a clash with Alan Sugar.
Right.
Over business dealings.
Get in here, Vegetables, you cunt. I want to clash with you over business dealings.
And then he got the England job in 94, recommended by Jimmy Armfield, of course.
Oh, we've talked about that.
The mighty Jimmy Armfield headhunted him, didn't he?
We've been through this before when we deep dived Euro 96, and I think we both agree. I could not believe it. I can't tell you, as a passionate young football fan, when Terry Venables got the England job, not even joking, I'm sure we both discussed this. It had been one of those things in football. If you were into football, then it was one of those tropes, really, that it was like, well, of course, Terry Venables would be the best England manager, but they'll never give it to him because of his.
Because it used to be Brian Clough, didn't it?
Because
In
he's
the
too
70s and 80s.
charismatic. Simply, he's too charismatic, right? There we go.
The suits won't stand for it.
Yeah, he's too colourful, they'd say, which was basically saying he's got a personality and the FA are just a fucking Burt Miller chip or fucking choke into his soup. If fucking Terry Venables turns up at the FA Christmas party and starts singing Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles in the club style. And so they said it had never happened. And I remember reading the paper one morning. You read the sports every morning, and it was like Jimmy Armfield's been appointed to literally leave no stone unturned to find a successor to Graham Taylor. And Jimmy Armfield did that thing. He asked every other coach in football, just went to them and said, who would be your choice? Who would be your choice? And he's come back to the FA and said, well, you might not want to hear this, but literally every fucker said Terry Venables. So I know you're not going to go for him. So and they were like, well, if that's what they said, and he convinced them, didn't he? And
maybe Jimmy Armfield just like got that job, sat down in the office he was given, put his feet on the desk for 4 days, knowing that it should be Terry Venables, and then just give him the name at the end of the week.
Yeah, Terry Venables. Now, do I get do I get my 50% of whatever his salary's going to be?
Plus lunch and vouchers.
If you recruit someone, I did this once years ago, right? And it was one of the best paydays I ever had.
Ooh.
I was asked to help recruit someone for a big job.
Big job.
And they said that I would get, if the candidate I put forward was successful in their application, I would receive in a one-off lump sum payment 10% of their annual salary.
Fucking hell. Finder's fee.
Fucking finder's fee.
Finder's fee.
And the cunt got the job and I got the fucking 10%.
Very
and
nice.
How I found him was exactly how you just described.
As
soon as they said it down the phone, I thought, I know I'm going to put forward for this job, but I'm going to have to make it look as if it was a full and thorough search process. So I put forward a couple of other names as well. And those people,
Terry Venables was one of them.
Hopefully they won't listen to this. Yeah, it was Terry Venables, Michael Barrymore. I put some people in. They were what they call in the espionage world useful idiots.
Sid Little,
Harrier, Michael Barrymore, Terry Venables, and Pancho from the Flats, and they were never going to get it. Never ever. But to be fair, they all turned up for the interview and they went through the process, so that benefited me long term.
Brilliant. Of course, the best finder's fee in cultural history is it's in Fargo, isn't it? Where William H. Macy thinks he's going to get a finder's fee because he's set a deal up, hasn't it, with his father-in-law, something like that, and he just gets completely fucked over.
Yeah, and they just there's a twist where they suddenly say, no, he thinks he's not going to get a finder's fee. He thinks that they're investing in a business that he will then own and run.
That's right.
They'll give him the money. Yeah. And then they go, okay, what do you want out of it? And he goes, what do you mean? What do I want out of it? I want the fucking money. And they said, no, we're buying this business. We'll give you a finder's fee. And he freaks out. I only remember that because I actually weirdly rewatched Fargo for the first time since the 90s, very recently, a couple of weeks ago. I had a bit of a 90s movie moment for a week. I watched True Romance, Fargo, The Big Lebowski, and something else, maybe a Tarantino film. I can't remember what. But yeah, just went through a sort of and there were, it was a lot of fucking good films. That's it.
Nice.
Nothing
Very
to
good
say about that, really. Yeah.
But Terry Venables, that Euro '96. I mean, we've talked about it at length, but that's when they binned him after Euro '96 and gave it a huddle. That's when I lost interest in England.
Why didn't you like Glenn Hoddle? Really. I liked Hoddle.
I didn't particularly care for Glenn Hoddle very much. No. I just thought, why can't Terry Venables stay in the job forever?
Well, that was to do with some sort of like someone had cast aspersions about his business dealings.
Again, it was business dealings, wasn't it? It was like the Alan Sugar thing. Yeah.
He stepped down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that it's a bit like Harry Redknapp. If you're from the fucking East End, or you've just got a bit of a London accent, people will sometimes go, "Oh, he's a wheeler dealer," and it fucks off Redknapp because Redknapp snapped before about that. And I think it probably was unfair on Venables as well. I mean, Venables was regarded by real football men as a fucking coaching genius, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the transfer of Jermaine Defoe from Portsmouth to Spurs is currently under investigation. 60 years after it.
Is it really?
Redknapp was at Spurs at the time. Because they used an unauthorized agent. I think it was Mitchell Thomas.
Oh, Mitch.
And he was
Mitch the bitch, as he used to be affectionately known at West Ham. He played for us briefly.
He was the agent in the deal, but he wasn't authorized. He didn't have all the
Mitch the
bona fides.
Mitch the bitch remains the worst player I've ever seen play for West Ham. And as you can imagine, there's some strong competition.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And now this as well, Mitch, you bitch.
Yeah. But there's talk of points deductions, which is insane.
For fuck's sake. Stop fucking doing points deductions on the basis of fucking administrative fucking errors. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. Stop taking people's points away. That said, if Chelsea got relegated to League One, it would be quite funny. But only quite funny. I mean, you know, even for a club like Chelsea, who I have, you know, not much affection for, I'd still only find it funny for the first few weeks. And then ultimately I'd think, fuck's sake. You know, you kind of, you do wish misfortune upon your rivals, but you want that misfortune to be legitimate, like misfortune.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Ideally.
It depends on what they've done. There's admin errors, and then there's gross financial mismanagement, fraud.
There's admin errors. Well, there's accountancy errors, isn't it? I mean, what Everton have done, I don't think they're denying.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, accountancy's hard, I guess.
I think it should. If you've made a financial, if you've broken a financial rule, you should be punished financially. You should only be docked points if you fucking done something dodgy on the pitch, like bribed the ref.
Yeah, but if you've got, like, say, Manchester City, you've got 115 charges against them. That's not just one accountancy error, is it? Or a little bit of
no, it's not. I'm not saying it's an naivety error. No, they've broken rules. If they're found guilty,
well, allegedly,
there's rules about financial fair play. They've been accused of breaking them and using sort of surreptitious means to sort of try and hide the fact that they were breaking them. Yeah, so if they're found guilty, they're found guilty. I'm not saying what does it matter, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of of them having points deducted.
Sunderland's been in League One. League One's fun. It's good for a little while, for a year or two.
I'm not saying it's but my point isn't League One shit and everyone in League One's a cunt. I'm just saying, if they broke financial rules, fucking fine them loads of money. Do you know what I mean? Like a huge sum
but
of
if
money.
they've then generated that lots of money through winning stuff subsequently, then it's kind of, well, you know, they're just paying back what they've fraudulently acquired.
Take all of that into account when you come up.
Take all their money away. Take all their money away.
I mean, the thing is, City have a bottomless pit of money. You know, it's bottomless.
Anyway,
so
right.
We'd have to be a big fine.
What we're looking at here, the prediction league.
Yeah.
Sam, you got 6 points this week because you correctly predicted Burnley 1, West Ham 2.
Yeah.
Results bot got 1, 2 points, so it's now on 55. And I got 1. I'm on 40. You're on 43. It's over to you now to catch up with results bot. You're in second place now.
I'm on 43.
55. 12 behind.
Points. Fuck me, that's a lot, isn't it?
Christmas period's going to be vital, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Let's hope for some away wins across the board.
Yeah. Right. That's pretty much this episode done and dusted. If you like, if you've watched it on YouTube, hope it was all right. We're now going to go across to the other side of the IFS studio.
Rubicon. Oh, yeah.
and do a live video
Podcasting
stream.
Rubicon.
And I've just decided what we're going to do during December is we'll do our usual IFS Turbo live stream, but we're also going to do an IFS Everybody Christmas Party live video stream.
Oi! Lovely.
Sounds all right, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And it might
great.
even go on for longer than half an hour.
Yeah, we'll have a Christmas party and make some eggnog.
Yeah, you can have vegetarian eggnog.
I'll have vegetarian and non-alcoholic eggnog, which is just an egg. I'll just have a raw egg.
Yeah, just no nog. Completely nog.
None of the nog for me, thanks. I'm driving.
All right then. Thanks very much for listening. And goodbye.
Goodbye.